Mr. Cotton.
I'm the founder of Cipher LLC. Cipher LLC is a national level incident response and forensics firm specializing in helping companies solve problems. I personally have over 25 years of computer forensics and incident response experience. 13 of those years were spent as a part-time instructor to Guidance Software. They're now owned by OpenText. They are the manufacturers and the makers of the EnCase software.
I wanted to ask you about the deleted database. There's lots of gaps and holes and really just misinformation on the responses. So I'm trying to get to the bottom of some of these things. In the course of your analysis of the EMS server, did you determine that the database directory had been deleted?
I did, and if I could add a little bit of color behind that. So we follow a very strict forensics acquisition process in which we don't turn on a system if it's delivered to us in a powered off state. We remove the hard drives, we perform forensics imaging with write blocks to prevent any changes to those hard drives, and we produce a bit-for-bit forensics copy of that particular drive. In the case of the EMS server, there were actually 6 drives. 2 of those drives were for the operating system, and they were in what we call a mirror configuration. So if something was changed anywhere on the operating system drive, that would automatically be reflected on both drives. The other 4 drives were data drives, and it turns out that they were in a RAID configuration known as 1+0. So in other words, you have a volume that is not only mirrored, but it's also data redundancy and striped across both drives as well. Obviously, if I don't turn on a system, I don't have access to the RAID parameters, and the county did not provide those to us. So I had to do a discovery process to determine what that RAID configuration was. Part of that process is a scan across those drives to detect partitions of data and to also detect what we call a master file table. So a master file table, very simply put, is a record of all of the directories and the files that are contained in that partition, and a pointing and a pointer to where that data resides on the hard drive. In the course of performing that MFT discovery, I discovered a MFT that clearly indicated that the database directory was deleted from that server. So all of this, however, may be a moot point because subsequently I've been able to recover all of those deleted files, and I have access to that data.
So with that being said, do you still need to get that database from the county, or did that rebuilding or recovery that you did, does that have the information you currently need for that database?
I have the information I need from the recovery efforts of the data.
Okay. Well, I think that's some good news, Madam President.
Yes.